everyone, it's me, Christy, and I'm really sorry that I have not made a video in the past couple weeks. I actually went on vacation and was gone for a while, and I just got back recently, and it's just been kind of crazy after the holidays and after vacation and all that stuff. So I'm making a video now, and this video is about my vacation. There will be, just to update you guys, I've already recorded a makeup tutorial and some DIYs that will be posted shortly, but I just wanted to do this one first so I didn't forget about it. Anyways, so this video is going to be about my trip, and I went on a cruise, and then I'm going to be telling you, basically comparing it to other cruises I've been on. So let's go ahead and get into the video. If you watched my Tip Tuesday from before Christmas, I had mentioned a website called vacationstogo.com. They have cruises on there for really great prices, and you can search like the port you want to leave from, what time, or like what day, where you want to go, what cruise line, like all kinds of stuff. And my husband and I were talking about going on a cruise, but we weren't like sure if we were going to do it or not. Well, we found this last minute deal on the Monday, the week of Christmas. And so we booked the cruise and we left on Friday. So literally it was like we booked the cruise Monday. I think Wednesday was Christmas, right? Yeah. And then Friday we left on the cruise. And it was a 10-day cruise. So we went on the Costa Luminosa, and it left out of the port of Miami. And it left at 11 p.m., which was kind of strange because if you've ever been on a cruise, most of them leave around like 4 in the afternoon. But we asked somebody, and they said that the reason why it leaves so late is because people fly from Europe over to the U.S., Miami, to get on this ship. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But Costa is a Italian cruise line. You may have heard of it. Last year it was the ship that basically sank. One of their fleets or one of their ships or whatever got too close to, I guess, like land, shore, whatever, and it like halfway sunk. Got on the ship, we realized that there were not very many people who spoke English, which kind of threw us off because we knew it was an Italian cruise line, but we thought there'd be like a lot of Americans going because it left from Miami, but we realized soon, very fast, that it was not that way, which was fine. We've traveled to, many places. We've traveled to Europe, so it was fine. It was just kind of like, caught us off guard. When we get on the ship, we go to our room, and it's a standard room. I've only been on Carnival cruises. I've been on 4 Carnival cruises, so that's the only thing I can compare it to. But my husband's been on Carnival, Princess, Celebrity, and now Costa. So he kind of agreed with me on the stuff that I'm going to tell you guys about compared to like the other ships as well. So the room was a standard. We got a ocean view room, and it's just like any other ocean room view room that I've been in before. So it was pretty much the same. But when we got in the room, I went to the bathroom, and the toilet smelled like urine, and I thought somebody like used the bathroom and like they didn't flush or something. So I flushed it. And it was like, I guess it smelled fine after that, like kind of, but I was like, okay, whatever. And then there were like there was like thick, like black hair all over our bed. Like hair out of somebody's head. I don't want y'all thinking like it was like, other hair from other areas. I don't think that was the case, but it's like somebody had like shed in the bed. And I don't know if they just like, when they washed it, it just like kind of got on it. I don't know, but it was gross. So we had to call the housekeeping people, and they changed our bed sheets and fixed the toilet, but the toilet smelled like urine the whole entire time. Like it never stopped smelling like that. And they came and like did stuff like multiple times, and it never stopped smelling like urine. It was so gross. The bed eventually didn't have hair on it, but it took them like 2 times to come and change the sheets for that to actually happen. I almost feel like they got tired of us calling, so they probably like put the sheets down, and like anytime they saw black hair, they just like picked it off. I don't know. And we're not usually the type of people that complain. Like if it's something small, we're like, whatever, we don't care. But that was gross. The food. Everybody wants to know about the food, right? When you go on a cruise, the food, disappointing. If you've been on Carnival, they have a buffet, and it's usually like the breakfast buffet goes until like whatever, I don't know, 11, and then like at 11 o'clock or like 11:30 lunch starts, and it goes till, I don't know, like 4, and then dinner starts. Like they almost go back to back to back, and it's like a whole basically level of the ship. Well, on this ship there was a level where the buffet was, but it wasn't that big. Like there was like a section here of a buffet, and then a section here of a buffet, and then a section here of a buffet. Where Carnival's like almost like a whole like continuous like line almost. And Carnival has like their regular like food or whatever, and then they have like a sandwich place and like a stir fry place, whatever. So you can have like a variety. Well, this was pasta, fish. For breakfast they had like some kind of fish salad thingy. It looked disgusting in my opinion, and I like fish, and I've eaten some weird things, but that looked gross, especially for like breakfast. But they just didn't have, and sometimes they had the same stuff every day, and I was just like, really? That was just like kind of disappointing. Even at dinner, like, not that Carnival has like the most amazing food ever, but their food's pretty decent, you know? And a lot of people consider Carnival like the lowest quality, I guess, of cruise ships, when it's really not. But a lot of people consider it, you know, like the cheap cruise line. Well, for it to be the cheapest cruise line, I kind of set my standards to at least that, and Costa did not meet that. Food was just, I don't know, it was boring. It was okay, and they didn't have like a lot of variety in anything, in the appetizers, the entrees, the desserts, anything. The buffet, the lunch buffet, first of all, they didn't even have a dinner buffet. Weird. You could only eat dinner in the dining room, which is weird to me, because if like you don't want to eat there, what are your options? You know, you just have to eat there. And our dinner was at 9:15 at night, which I think is insanely late. The desserts for the buffet and dinner, like every time they had a cake, you could literally like push your fork on the cake and like water would just like come out the bottom. Like these cakes were so like wet, and like it was gross. They were just gross. So room service is an upcharge. I've never seen a ship that has had upcharges. Room service was $7 for breakfast and $2.50 for lunch or dinner, which on Carnival and Princess and other ships it's free. They had like a 4D movie theater. It was like $8 or something to do it. They had a golf putt-putt golf course thing. Cost money to do it. They had you could like rent rollerblades. They had a rollerblading like thing that you could go. That cost money. To play ping pong, you had to buy a ping pong ball. Really? What? Like, that's the whole point of going on a cruise. You could literally pay for a cruise and not have to pay for anything else the rest of the time. Like, if you didn't want to buy any souvenirs, you didn't want to buy any drinks, anything, you don't have to. You could literally pay for your cruise, sail, and not pay another dime. I could not believe how many things cost extra. Insane. I don't think Carnival has this. One of the good things is that if you drink alcohol, they have alcohol packages, like unlimited alcohol packages. Me and my husband aren't really drinkers. We drink like wine every once in a while, so we didn't get that. Oh, and okay, this was like my number one thing that I hated. This is crazy, I know, but it's crazy. It drove me nuts. So on Carnival, like I said, I'm only comparing it to Carnival, but my husband has agreed with me that the other ships are the same way as Carnival, as far as, you know, like these details that I'm telling you go. So on Carnival, they have ice cream. Ow, I just hit my arm. On Carnival, they have ice cream machines, and they're open all the time. So Costa had ice cream, and it was so good. Like, the ice cream was so amazing, and it was only open probably for like 5 hours of the day total. What? They did have tea time, which I don't know if, or like afternoon tea. I don't know if Carnival had that or not, but it was pretty cool. They had like tea, they had little finger sandwiches and little desserts and stuff. That was pretty cool. So there wasn't really a lot to do on the ship, which is really disappointing, because when my husband and I have cruised before, we like doing all the tournaments and the like scavenger hunts and the whatever, like pool Olympics or whatever it is, like all those different things. And they didn't really have any of that. It was actually kind of boring. Then the shows at night, the first night the show was awful. The second night the show was a little bit better. And the third night there was a magician who was really good. And then like the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, night. The shows were pretty good. They were actually really pretty good. The dancers are not as good as the dancers that I've seen on Carnival, but the singers were fantastic. The singers were like really, really, really good. So the entertainment to me was kind of like a hit or miss, because like the shows were, at least, because you had like really good singers, and like the dancers got better, like their routines, I guess, got better, but like it wasn't consistent throughout. The places we stopped at were fine. I mean, they're normal stops. The thing that stunk is that because we left so late, leaving Miami, we didn't get to spend as much time in all of the ports as like you normally would. Like at dinner, it was me and my husband. Well, it was a couple and then like their friend, and they were from Europe. There was a guy from Argentina. There was a lady from Canada, but her and her husband live in Miami. So we had like literally all these languages. Like we had German, Spanish, French, Russian, like all these different languages going on at the same time. And me and my husband were the only people that didn't speak another language. I looked at him and I was like, we have got to learn another language, like stat. That was one of the highlights of the trip, sitting at the table with so many different people. I learned so much about where they lived and what's acceptable there and what's not. And they learned so much about the US. And it was so, there were some things that were just so interesting. I could not believe it. Like the things that are acceptable there that's not acceptable here, or like vice versa. Honestly, I don't know that I'll ever go on Costa again. Some people that we talked to on the ship, they said that they've been on Costa before and they've had really great experiences. They don't know why this experience was so bad, because they said it was bad for them as well. So many people talked bad about Carnival on the ship, which is so funny, because I'm like, well, Carnival owns Costa. They also own Princess, and I think they own Norwegian, and they own like a whole bunch of cruise lines. So it's like some of these people's favorite cruise lines are probably owned by Carnival. But I like Carnival personally. I think they have a great ship. I think it's really fun. They have a lot, if you like activities, they have a lot of activities and fun things. So I personally like Carnival. I don't think it's like a low end whatever cruise. I think it's actually a lot of fun. So that's the video. If you have any questions, comments, anything, please post in the comments below. If you want to know something more about Carnival or Costa, or anything, any of the places we stopped, anything, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer it. And yeah, so I hope you have a good day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Here is Jamaica, Ocho Rios. This is a little place that we ate. Okay. I'm so intrigued. Oh my gosh.
And if you touch it, you just leave away. Yeah, look at it. See?
Now, does it do that if it gets rained on?
If it rain?
If a raindrop touches it, it closes?
Yes, man. Anything touch on it, it close. See, everything touch on it, it does.
Same thing over there, the dark green, all that?
Yes.
And what are they called?
Shame a maca. Easy to shame. When you touch him, he just go inside and sleep away.
Yes.
I know most of the people can't even speak English.
Yeah,
And they do it with signs. So.
Yeah, it's our first Costa trip.
Go ahead, you can say that.
Look at his tail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's like, I'm out of here.
Man, he broke this one and this one. And the foot went for by.
Ooh.
I think that is too tough for him. Man, he kicked the guy just block it with this and
Mhm.
keep drinking.